go ahead and do it. He said, at least the only thing I can do as a good mentor is dress you up in my armor. The Bible says that Saul put on different types of armor. He put on a helmet. He put on a breastplate. He put on shoes. He did everything. He gave him all the 9 yards. But the Bible says that David couldn't walk in Saul's armor. And let me just stop to talk about somebody. There's somebody in this room that's walking in somebody else's armor. You think that because the way they got the testimony, you should get the testimony the same. You think that because God answered in that way, that God is going to answer you in that same exact way. But I'm here to tell you that it's all different. Someone shout, it's all different. But sometimes, you all, I just have the question, are you of the belief that God's power is limited to your resources?
Rebuke us.
This is for all. Are we convinced that God is as strong as our weakness? Are we convinced that God can only move in the workplace based on our LinkedIn account? Or do we believe that we can take off the armor? Someone say take off the armor. Here is the power of that text. David was walking in someone else's armor, but that armor was bondage. Ooh. Oh my God, I gotta hype myself. I told you I'm gonna preach myself out. David was walking in someone else's armor, but that armor was bondage. What does armor represent? It represents an attitude. It's a mindset. That if I approach dating this way, maybe I'll get it. That if I just put this on my resume when I know I didn't do this, maybe I'll get the job. Who armor are you walking in? Someone say, take off the armor. We may say to ourselves, well, I'm stressed. Maybe if I go to alcohol, then maybe that will suffice. But I'm here to tell you that that armor does not last. That armor does not last. In fact, the Bible says in Psalm 24, it says, some trust in chariots and others in horses, but we will put our name in the Lord. I wish there was somebody that would say that it does not matter what I'm going through. You watch this, you watch this. This is where you're going to shout. This is where you're going to shout. Here it is. I would rather, only mature people would get this. Y'all better run in the room with us. I got 6 minutes left, so if you don't run, you might as well just forget this whole message and we'll pray for you afterwards. Only mature people would get this. I would rather have a little bit with God than much with the world. The Bible says, watch this in the book of Isaiah, it says he will give you the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Now watch this. Why in the world would God use that kind of, a garment is a jacket. He says, I will give you the jacket of praise for the spirit of heaviness. Once more, the Bible says in the book of Colossians, it says, I remember he preached this a long time ago. It was put off in Colossians. He will always talk about put off and put on. It is interesting that God would ask us to constantly put off and put on. Because I believe that the world is trying to put something on us. And what you put on is going to bring weight to you. You wake up asking yourself, why am I so depressed? You don't know where it's going from. You do all the mental gymnastics. I thought this was the job, but it was not the job. But I'm here to tell you, God is saying, take it off. Come on, someone say, take it off.